This is my first ever video filmmaking, editing tutorial, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to teach you how to make better time lapses with just 3 steps. But first we need a time lapse, so let's go get one.
Number 1, shoot in 2 different focal lengths. This will give your time lapse a beautiful effect of getting a nice wide angle shot and then swapping your lens and getting a nice long targeted shot. So you can zoom in and zoom back out of this time lapse. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is zoom in all the way to 240 and find the exact spot that I wanna get that full zoomed in shot on. And you always do that first. So I'm gonna line up this shot here, make sure that's exactly where I want it. Now I'm gonna pull it all the way in and give me that wide shot, get everything focused, and just hope that your camera doesn't fall off the ledge of the building. Gonna keep my hand there just in case. Now that we have our time-lapse shot at 2 different focal lengths, we're gonna go back to the house and do some editing, and I'm gonna show you tip number 2 and 3, and you're gonna love 3, so just wait for that one. Let's go.
Yo, okay, step 1 is complete. Steps 2 and 3 are even better, but we do those in the editing software. So let's grab our computers and get started. Tip number 2 is adding a little bit of a zoom in or zoom out effect to your footage. It'll add a nice dynamic movement to give your time lapse a better effect. Okay, so here we are in Final Cut Pro, and as you can see, we have 3 clips already pulled into our timeline. We have the 2 focal length shots, 1 wide, 1 zoomed in, and then the third one is just another shot of the wide angle. What we're gonna do is add a slow zoom in effect on these clips. I can do that individually by selecting each one and adding the effect, or I can highlight all of them, create a new compound clip, and that will merge these 3 clips together into one. And then what I wanna do is add a Ken Burns zoom. So I'm gonna go over here to the toolbar and I'm gonna select the crop tool. Usually the transform tool shows first, so if you don't see that, come down here and select the crop tool. And then you're gonna go and select the Ken Burns tab on the bottom. And now you'll see we have a red box and a green box surrounding our clip. What we wanna do is make the red box in the center. So I'm gonna come over here to the top left and I'm gonna click the swap button. And that's gonna bring the green box to the outside and the red box to the inside. And what that means is the zoom is gonna start here and it's gonna end here. So I'm just gonna shrink this down a little bit more to increase the effect for this tutorial. Click done. As you can see, we now have this nice slow zoomed in effect across the entire clip, which really adds a nice effect to your time lapse. Tip number 3, and this is the coolest one yet, because I made it and I'm giving it to you guys for free. It's a plugin for Final Cut Pro. It took a lot of work and a lot of time, but I wanna share this with you because it's really cool and it can make your time lapses like amazing. And it can also add this cool effect to all of your footage, whatever you want to use it for. The link is down below. It's on my website. All you got to do is click download and you'll be able to use this, install it, and you'll have it in your effects bar, and you'll be able to add motion blur and ghosting effect to your time lapses. Okay, so we now have our time lapse with a nice zoomed in effect on it. And what we're going to do now is add the ghosting effect using the Final Cut Pro plugin that I've created for you. So first, download the plugin off the website. Once you've downloaded the plugin, you'll have a zip file. Unzip that file, open up a Finder window, and click on the Movies tab, and then click on Motion Templates. Inside of Motion Templates, you should see some folders. If you don't have one, feel free to create one. And we're gonna go into the Effects folder. Now, I already have it in here. As you can see, Ghosting by DeathByVlog. You're gonna take the folder that you unzipped, and you're just gonna drag and drop it into this Finder window. And that's it. You're gonna go over here and you're gonna restart Final Cut Pro, and then you're gonna come over to your Effects tab and you're gonna click on Custom, and you're gonna see my Final Cut Pro ghosting plugin right here for you to use. All you're gonna do is highlight the clip that you wanna use it on, double tap that. As you can see here, it's already starting to render. Now, one thing I wanna make sure you're aware of is there's a lot of stuff happening when you enable this effect. So it's gonna take some time for the render to process through, especially if you have a long clip with a lot of things added to it like color grading and zooming and things like that. So just be aware it's gonna take a couple minutes to fully render. So now if you look up here, you'll see that you have the ghosting tab within your effects browser. And if we show the tab, it's gonna show all the settings that we have enabled for this effect. I'm just gonna go through the first 4 of them, because the ones on the bottom, you're not really needed unless you're doing layering effects and things like that, and you wanna change the angles and the shear and the image size and rotation of that clip. But for right now, let's just concentrate on the first 4. Now you look at the first setting here, it's called repeat. That's actually going to be changed to the term clone in the final version. Where the repeat is actually how many times that you want to see a clone or a duplicate of the object that's in motion. And the length setting right here is how long that you want that clone and that ghosting effect to appear for that particular object. The dissolve setting, if you have this checked, it means that each one of those clones will slowly dissolve as time moves forward. The trail setting is just choose between light and dark. So if you have a light background or a dark background, you can change that to suit your needs. And all this can be changed to suit your specific needs for your specific clips. So for this clip, I'm gonna do a clone repeat of 11, and the length is gonna be a 0.82. The dissolve is always going to be on, and the trails are going to be light. And there you have it. We have the slow zoom in effect, as well as this new ghosting blur effect. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my first ever tutorial video. If you did, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you have any questions or anything you want to know about filmmaking or editing or anything like that, leave a comment down below and I may do a video about it. Thanks again for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, be a part of the DBV fam, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!